The way I think about gamification is as an amusement park, ultimately. There's a big sign in the front of the media landscape, and that might have the name of a brand on it or some sort of theme that connects this experience. You walk in, and then there's all these disparate content experiences. In an amusement park, it might be different rides. The way it works here is different video pieces of content. It could be series, could be one-offs. Maybe there's a Twitter experience over here. And the goal, I think, is to get people to enter into a media landscape or an ecosystem or whatever word you want to use for it. And the more they play, the more they engage, the more value they get out of it. And that ultimately really maps to a gamification model in a cool way, especially when you think about the way gamification exists in our everyday life. Your credit card is a game. Your cell phone bill is a game. People are very used to engaging with things, getting a reward, and then having that motivate, more participation. So there's always gamification going on. I think it's about, can we identify it and then elevate it so that the user's aware of it, and it doesn't feel necessarily like Farmville, like where it's like I'm playing a game, but I'm just engaging with this, and the more I do it, the cooler it is.
Right. We should be careful not to conflate gamification with games, right?
Yeah.
So for Nick and Nick Jr., games are a very big part of the experience. I wouldn't call them fodder for more engagement with the brand. I would call them increasingly linked to the heart and soul of the brand, because that's what kids ages 3 to 11, Nick Jr., like. To your point, Nathan, gamification is just simply the act of taking an investment that your audience has already made thus far and using that investment to draw them deeper into the experience. That you can and should do anywhere.
And I think we're getting, our audience is so savvy and so immersed in all this content and everything that we've gathered. Just being nerdy at this point is a form of gamification. The fact that we can sit down and identify someone as a fellow player and make Star Trek references back and forth, that's great fodder for the Star Trek brand to be able to build on, you know what I mean?